Hey y'all, my name is Larry Byrd and welcome back to my kitchen. So today we're going to tackle something that I've been wanting to do for some time. I love to make chili, and I have my chili, which I call Larry Bird's famous 7 pepper chili. Like the name implies, it's made with 7 different kinds of fresh peppers you get from the grocery store. I've been making this chili for many, many years. In fact, it's actually won a chili cook-off before at my local cigar store, who has one every year, and I've entered in there several times and won first place once and second place a couple of times. So it's actually award-winning chili. It's made with 7 different kinds of fresh peppers from the grocery store. And you might think that's going to make it really hot. Well, you can definitely make it hot if you want to, depending on the kinds of peppers that you use. For example, if you want to get it very, very hot, use habaneros as one of those 7 peppers. But for me, it's not going to be super hot, but it's going to be very peppery flavor and outstanding. It's going to take a little while. I got a lot of chopping to do. So let's get started. Okay, so here we are in my local Publix shopping center looking at fresh peppers. And remember, for my 7 pepper chili, you have to have 7 different kinds of fresh peppers. And you see the different kinds of peppers that are here. Okay, so we got Hungarian wax peppers, Cubanelle peppers, poblano peppers, serrano peppers, jalapeno peppers, finger or long hot peppers, and bell peppers. Those are 7 different kinds of peppers I'm going to use. You could also use habanero, but obviously that's going to make it a lot spicier. And which peppers you choose and how many of them you use will also help you govern the spiciness of the chili. Okay, as you saw in the grocery store, here are the 7 peppers that I chose. We've got jalapenos, we've got Hungarian wax peppers, we've got finger hot peppers, bell peppers, poblano peppers, cubanelle peppers, and serrano peppers. Now the serrano and the jalapenos and the finger hots are the ones that are going to provide the most heat. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to chop all of these along with 1 onion and several cloves of garlic. And you'll also notice as I go along here that, as I said earlier, I have not written this recipe down. So as I go, I'm going to be documenting it and writing it down so I can publish it. I'm going to start chopping. I'm not going to record all the chopping. It's probably going to take me about an hour to chop everything. And then we'll come back as soon as that's done. Okay, so now I'm going to start chopping. Got myself a nice cold beer. Even though it is only 11:30 in the morning, who cares? 5 o'clock somewhere, and I'm making chili, so I'm going to drink some beer. Now, one thing we'll keep in mind is that you've got the choice of either removing the seeds in the membrane or keeping them in. If you don't know, the seeds and membrane are where most of the heat is in the peppers. So I typically, for my chili, I remove the seeds and the membrane from all of them, except for some of the serranos. I'll de-seed most of them, but I'll probably have half a dozen, 5 or 6 of these that I'll cut in little discs, keeping the seeds and membrane in, and those I will add later in the cooking process, so they'll still have some texture, crunchy texture, and some heat to them in the finished product of the chili. So, and also recommend wearing gloves. You don't want to get that capsaicin juice on your fingers. It's hard to get it off of your skin, and you don't want to later on today rub your eyeballs and with pepper juice on your skin and burn your eyes out. So be careful. Okay, I'm going to turn on some music and start chopping. All right, I'm done chopping. It's been about an hour. You see all the different peppers, and you notice that I chopped them all pretty fine. The bell peppers, the poblano peppers are chopped a little larger, but the rest of them, the wax peppers, the finger hot peppers, the serrano, I forgot what those are called anyway. The jalapeno peppers, the serrano peppers, the onions. That's 1 whole onion, about 8 cloves of garlic, and that is chipotle peppers in adobo sauce. I added that to it too because that adds another depth of flavor to the chili. And that's about 3 of those chipotle peppers in the adobo sauce. Okay, we're going to get ready to start putting all the stuff together and making chili. Okay, so here are the rest of our ingredients. Firstly, the meat. This is 3 pounds of ground beef, 2 pounds of ground pork. The rest of the ingredients, I've got Hunt's crushed red tomatoes. I got Bush's chili beans, the medium sauce. We've got Rotel. This is the base, the original Rotel, 3 cans of original Rotel, 2 cans of hot Rotel. I'm sorry, 2 cans of Bush's beans, 3 cans of crushed tomatoes, and then chili powder. This is the Badia chili powder. This is Mexican. I like it the best. And this is one I'm going to have to measure because really I just do this to taste. So I'll try to measure it so I can document it exactly how much goes in. So I'm going to get started now and putting it all together. We'll start off by browning the meat in the giant pot. Okay, here we go. My pan's getting hot with olive oil in the bottom, about 2 tablespoons. And I'm going to drop the meat in and start browning the meat. Okay, I'm also going to start adding salt. So this salt is really to taste. You know that the meat is it has no salt in it, so I'm going to have liberally salt the meat right now. Probably about a couple teaspoons of salt on the meat. And just continue cooking it to get it brown. And once it's browned, we'll strain it and then start cooking the veggies. Okay, so the meat is cooked. I'm going to take it over and strain it, and then we'll come back and start cooking the peppers. We like to saute the peppers first, at least most of them. We'll leave some of the serranos, as I said earlier, to put in a little bit later so they have more texture. So I'm going to go strain. I'll be right back. Okay, so the meat's now straining, and I'm going to start working on the peppers. So use about 3 tablespoons of butter. Back in the pot. Use the same pot. This is a 1-pot meal. You don't need anything else. Ding, ring the bell. Then we're going to put a couple of tablespoons of olive oil in here as well. And we're going to saute these vegetables. I left my spoon over there. Okay, so here we go. Pot's getting hot. Pot is hot. The butter's melting. We're going to start with putting all the vegetables in. Onions. Some of the serranos. Probably most of them. Leave a few. Jalapenos. The cubanelles. The finger hots. The wax peppers. And really, this is just adding tremendous pepper flavor to this chili. Poblanos. And the bell pepper. It's also a good time to add some additional salt, because again, the vegetables aren't salted, so probably about a teaspoon of salt. And just saute these until they get soft and translucent. It's a lot of peppers, but that's on there for a reason. Again, Larry Byrd's famous 7-pepper chili. Okay, we're just going to let these saute, and I'll be back. Okay, the veggies have been sauteing now for about 5 or 6 minutes. They've gotten soft and translucent. I just added the garlic in. Again, that's about 5, 6, 7 cloves of garlic. If you like more garlic, add more. If you like less garlic, add less. I'm kind of a garlic guy, so and we'll saute this with the garlic for about a minute or so, just to get the garlic fragrant and get it started cooking. And then we're going to add the meat back in and start adding our cans. I'm going to go get the meat. Okay, here we go. Meat going back in. Oops, missed a little. It's okay. Anything can be cleaned up, right? And now we're going to stir it to combine the veggies and the meat. I'm going to turn the heat down a little bit and start adding in our cans of goodness. The crushed tomatoes, 3 cans. Go ahead and stir that in. All right. Now we'll add our Bush's chili beans. Now I know a lot of people, especially people in Texas, don't like beans. Well, you know, I'm not from Texas. I do like beans, and I don't put a lot of them in here, but it adds a really nice texture and flavor to the chili. Rotel, 3 cans of mild or original. And I'm going to put 1 can of hot, and we'll taste it later, and maybe add a 2nd can of hot at that time. All right, stir it to combine again. It's looking like chili. Had to get myself a tasting spoon. So the key thing to this chili is tasting it continuously until it gets to the flavor that you like for chili. I'm going to have to add some more salt, I'm sure. I'm going to have to add my chili powder, and how much of that I'll have to figure it out as I go along. Once again, tasting as I go to get it to the flavor that I want it to be. So I'm going to start right now as a baseline just to see where we are. It definitely needs more salt. So I'll add just maybe about a half a teaspoon. And then I'm going to start off with a 1/4 cup of the chili powder. I'm pretty sure I'm going to need more, but again, this is a big pot of chili. Now this is where my handy dandy Treve tool is going to come in handy for the lid. So this thing is cool. You can lift it up like this. Okay. So I can take the lid off and lay it right on here. If I turn it around the right way. So it holds the lid for me. When I get done stirring, I can pull it off and put it right back on. Really cool tool. I forgot an ingredient. It's the adobo with the chilies and adobo sauce. I'm not going to add all of this because it definitely will add a considerable amount of heat. The chili's already coming out with a little bit of heat in it as it is right now. But I'm going to add probably about half of this, and then we'll taste it and we'll see how it goes and adjust again as necessary. As I said already, this chili, you make it, you adjust it to your taste, to the salt level, the chili powder level, the heat level. You have full control over it. I'm giving you the basics of what to do to get it like I like it, and you can take it from there. Okay, now we're just going to let it sit here and simmer. Stir it frequently, taste it, and make sure it gets to the right taste. Salt, as I said before. And I think I might have hit this one right on the button right now. I'm not sure it's going to need much more, but I want to let it cook for probably at least an hour, and remembering to stir frequently. Also forgot, you got to drink your beer. Nothing like a good cold beer with some chili. The other thing too that goes well with chili is cornbread. So I'm also going to make a batch of my Southern cornbread that's also posted on my YouTube channel. And it's fantastic. You crumble the cornbread up in the chili. Oh, there's nothing like it. So I'm going to make the cornbread so we'll have cornbread and chili together. And again, it's the Southern cornbread recipe that's already posted on my YouTube channel. Okay, I'll be back. Okay, guys, I'm going to taste it again. It's been about 30, 40 minutes. Put the cornbread together. It's in the oven now. So I'm going to come back over here and see what's going on with the chili. I've been stirring it quite frequently. So it actually needs more chili powder. So sorry for smacking like that. I'm going to sprinkle in probably like about 1/8 of a cup or so, maybe a couple tablespoons of chili powder. Stir it up again. I'm going to take another taste to let it cool off. It's too hot I don't have a leather mouth. I have to let it cool. My wife could take a spoon right out of that and put it in her mouth. I can't do that. I got to let it cool. So that'll let us know whether we got enough chili powder again. I'll be back. Okay, y'all, here we go. The finished product. A nice, beautiful, hot pot of chili. Larry Byrd's famous 7-pepper chili. All right, here we go. Let's give it a taste. We'll take a nice spatula, scoop, whatever you call this thing. Scoop a little bit of it out of the pot, right there into my bowl. Take a piece of my cornbread that I baked to do with it. I'm just going to break the end of it off and put it right here on top. And then we can mix it all together with the cornbread inside the chili. First of all, a taste of just the chili. It's going to be really hot. I just took it off the stove. Give me a minute here to cool it a little bit. Mm. Mm. Huh. That is so good. And then one with a little bit of cornbread. So I tell you, the combination of my southern cornbread and my 7-pepper chili is to die for. Sorry, I'm blowing in your ear. Mm. That is so good. Well, I hope you all enjoyed this episode of Larry Byrd Kitchen. Going through the process of documenting and making my famous Larry Byrd 7-pepper chili. As I said earlier, I made this chili for years and years, never wrote it down, but now I've got it documented so I can publish it as a recipe on YouTube, which will be hopefully by the end of the week. And anyway, hope you all enjoyed it. And hope you give it a try. It's not very difficult. It's a little time consuming because of all the chopping that you do, but it turns into one of the best chilies ever. All right, well, if you guys liked it, please click the like button. And if you feel so inclined, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. It is at youtube.com/@LarryByrdKitchen. Until next time, take care. Have a good one.